Yo, stop scrolling real quick. Stop scrolling. I got Chef AJ today.
Chef AJ.
On the Stop Scrolling Podcast, episode 2. Check it out. Yeah. No shit. Alright, welcome to the Stop Scrolling Podcast. This is episode 2. I am your host, JohnnyB, theShooter, and today's guest is Chef AJ. But before we get into it, I do want to preface that this is a re-recording of the actual episode 2. So this is like 2.5, but I'm going to label it as 2 because the last one I fucked up with the visuals and I only have 30 minutes of the hour and a half long. So I decided I'm going to release that later as a 2.5. So
2.5.
yeah, but anyway, this is Chef AJ. And
AJ.
she is a chef out of Dallas. Go ahead and let them know a little bit more about your chefness.
So I'm Chef AJ.
Yeah.
I'm based in Dallas, and I specialize in street food. I do street fries, chicken tenders. Just check me out, the whole nine.
And she has what do you have? Air fryer.
Yeah, I have an air fryer.
Fryer's dope. Yeah, hell yeah.
I can't believe I forgot about that. I had brought over an air fryer and I completely blew his mind.
So what is the air fryer? It fries with hot air, right?
Yeah, so it's just completely hot air. It's like a convectional oven almost, but it just uses hot air to fry.
So how does
all the chicken or French fries or anything that you need?
How do you fry something with air without oil? Like how does that work?
Okay, so I always use oil, even though they say not to, but it's just like I just dab it a little bit. But it gets so hot. Yeah, it gets so hot that it just basically just crisps it. And so that's why it gets that
and the crisp
crunch.
Comes from I guess the oil in the skin or something.
Yeah, or like the flour or whatever you use, because you're still supposed to bread your chicken if you want that crispy outside or anything like that. Yeah. So it's just like normal cooking except without the oil. But I always use oil on it. It just gives it that extra moisture and crunch, and so that when you take it out, it's not so dry, because sometimes that food can come out dry.
What's your favorite thing to cook in there?
Chicken wings. Chicken wings to the full.
How many can you put in a
I think if it's about maybe like 6 to 9.
6 to 9?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think that
how long
much.
does that take?
Anywhere from like 15 to 25 minutes, just depending on.
I don't even know how to cook chicken like that, but to have just like plug it in and play, that's dope. Yeah.
It was convenient. I got to cook that and cook something else at the same time.
Yeah.
So it just saves me a whole lot of time. That way I don't have to wait for the oil to heat up, and then when I throw it in there, it just splash back at me.
So since you started doing or being a chef, is your life consumed with food now?
Yes.
And techniques and what primarily about the cooking are you drawn to, like recipes or how things cook down or how things change when you cook them, or how how you put shit together and you get something that tastes good.
I get you. I would probably be like the chemical change of everything. Like you can make dough and it turns to bread, or just being able to shape something and just trippy, make it look like super professional, like it's supposed to be sold in the store, and it's just like that's what fascinates me. So it's like the recipes, breaking down a recipe and just being able to read it and like make it into what it's supposed to be, and just I like surprising myself, because sometimes I don't know how to make things. Yeah. Even though I am a chef, I just haven't experienced making stuff. And so when I do it, I'm like, that's how you do it. Wow. Mine actually looks like the same as what they would sell.
Does that inspire you to right after do it again?
Yes. Like I made cannolis today, and I was like, I've never made cannolis a day in my life. Yeah. But I made them. Hell yeah. And they came out super fire. And I was like,
and what was the reasoning behind having to making cannolis?
Okay, so I actually have Mecca. Mecca was like, hey, I got a homeboy that wants to do an event. Mm-hmm. And I guess it's like a cannabis-related event. Okay. And so the guy hit me up, and he was like, hey, can you make some, cannolis that look like a blunt almost? So that's why they were green when you seen them.
Okay.
So I just basically made the shell to the cannoli. And check this out. You know, it was quite a process to make these cannolis because you're supposed to have these metal tubes and it looks like the shape of a cannoli. So you're supposed to wrap the dough around it. For a mold? Yeah, for a mold. You're supposed to wrap the dough around it and deep fry it. So that way it has the shell molding. Now, I could not find a freaking cannoli metal to save my life. So I had to literally make a foil one. So I just took a whole bunch of foil and just wrapped it around like something metal, like just like the tube almost. It was just like something I just found in my kitchen. Yeah. I wrapped it around and made a foil one, and boom, I used those.
Did you save that tool?
To fry it. I saved them. Yeah. I'm going to make more tonight because I'm like, I need to perfect this.
So for the people that don't know, what is a cannoli? It's like...
So a cannoli is just basically like an Italian dessert. It has flour, you know, butter, sugar in it, and some cinnamon. And actually, you know, you're supposed to put white wine in it. Never knew that.
For what?
For the shell. You use white wine for the shell. For the cannoli. I guess it just gives it a sweeter taste. Okay. Yeah, and so, or maybe it's just the Italian version of...
Is a cannoli like a sweet dessert?
Yeah, so it's a sweet dessert.
What's the filling?
So the filling is ricotta cheese, it's powdered sugar.
See, that's what I never understood. Cheese, but it's supposed to be a dessert.
Yeah, it's...
And sweet. What is that?
So the ricotta cheese is just like, you know, like when you're eating lasagna? Mm-hmm. So they put ricotta cheese in lasagna.
That's not the, like, melted cheese, like the kind of crumble.
It's kind of crumbly, but it's liquidy almost. Mm-hmm. But they also sell home milk ones, and they actually it's like softer and creamier, and it isn't drainy. Like it doesn't like that consistency.
So that would be dessert. The dessert.
Yes. Cheese. So that's the dessert one, and then you just mix it with some powdered sugar. Mix it together. I put some lemon zest in it. Mm-hmm. So it was like a really cool process. And then I put some green food coloring in it. Yeah, and then I just put it in a piping bag and piped it into it.
What's the normal color?
It's white.
Like a white?
Yeah.
All the way?
Yeah. And then I put some chocolate chips on top just to give it that sweet flavor. Some people dip their whole shell into some chocolate just to add some oomph to it. Yeah. I didn't have any chocolate like that. So I was like, keep it.
Well, who knows in the future.
But in the future, maybe, yeah.
So do you find yourself in that situation often where you have to figure out a dish that you've never cooked before for a client?
Yes, most definitely.
What was one of the most difficult things to get right?
Let's see. Man, I have to think about that one.
There's a lot, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But by far, I say like the most recent one was these cannolis because it literally took me 3 days to just figure out like how my chef mind is gonna work and wrap my head around doing it. Because I don't make cannolis. Cannolis is not a dessert that I make. Mm-hmm. I just haven't been drawn to it. So that's
what was the main roadblock in that?
Just getting the molds right, and then also having the oil the right amount of temperature, because when I stuck it in there, some of them were coming out really brown, some of them were coming out just a little brown.
What does that mean? Too much?
Too dark. Yeah, just too dark, and so it just didn't. It looked burnt.
Yeah.
And so I just had to keep doing it until it came out like that nice golden brown color.
What's the consistency? Because the way you're describing it, is it like a flaky?
Yeah, it's like flaky.
Airy thing.
Yeah, flaky, airy. It's just like a quick bite. You know, it's just very thin, a very thin shell.
So kind of almost just like you bite it and just like disappears almost.
Yeah, it's like a crunch.
Eating the cheese cream. Exactly. Oh, cream cheese.
It's like a fried crepe. You know how like there's a crepe you wrapped around?
I've never eaten a crepe in my life.
You've never had a crepe?
I've been around crepes and people have talked about crepes, but I've never had a crepe.
They're very good.
To me, it looks like an egg pancake.
It basically is.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's just like a really thin pancake.
Made of tasting of egg or what? Like,
I don't think it tastes of egg. It's like a sweeter pancake, but thinner.
See, just the visual appearance of it kind of like turn me off from it because I'm like, that's an omelet. Like, I don't want a sweet omelet.
Oh, okay.
You know, but
it doesn't taste like egg.
Yeah. I might have to try that out because like I love pancakes. I love waffles.
I have to come over here and make some breakfast for you.
What would you prefer, waffles or pancakes?
Probably waffles.
Because of the dips.
Well, I mean, like
reservoirs of syrup type shit. Because that's why I like them.
I didn't even think about it.
Even
like
butter.
That. Yes.
Butter. You get like butter.
Yes.
And if it melts, just fill that shit back up again.
Butter. I like putting like blueberries or strawberries on top. Whipped cream.
Oh, funny thing.
Anything.
Kind of relating to. So she also wants to take photos of her food because why?
I just want to generate better content.
And you said the last photo that you took.
Oh my gosh! So the last picture that we did together, like it blew up. Like I had 200 views and like almost 400 people from hashtags came, and I was just like, what?
That makes me happy to hear.
It's like the lighting was dope,
right.
like just like the appearance of it all made me just want to delete every post on my Instagram and just start over.
Was it on the
yeah, it was on the black one.
So like really nice contrast. See, yeah, lighting is key.
Yeah.
But on top of that, what I was gonna get to is I've seen posts of like how they make food look beautiful, but they use like non-food items.
Yeah.
Like with ice cream, they use mashed potatoes or something.
It blows my mind.
Right? And that's why I was thinking about, like, because with pancakes, they put pieces of cardboard in between them, and they don't use real syrup. Or no, they put, like,
they use motor
fabric softener on top so it doesn't absorb. And I'm like, what the fuck? I would think, like, it would be dope to be a food photographer, because then you get to eat it right after. But nah, like that. Like,
yeah. People use, like, fake stuff.
Yeah, that's a trip just for like the visual. Yeah.
And it's so crazy. It looks super appealing, but when you really like go down to eat it, you're like, oh, that's not
like fast food restaurants. You see the Big Mac that looks beautiful and everything's nice, and then when you get it, it's like, dog, like, did you have a stroke or something?
Yeah,
what happened
it's
to
like
my
super
burger?
compressed.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the magic of actually setting something up for production. Like, even though your shit is, like, real, just with the lighting and the whole setup, it's like, boom.
It's an actual meal.
Yeah,
like, I can reach in and actually eat it.
Yeah.
Instead of, like, is that fake? Because you can tell, like, even though, like I can tell what looks fake and what doesn't. Because, like, now I'm like, that's fake.
Yeah.
I know it's not going to look like that. Or there's just some people who are just, like, will post, like, amateur stuff. And I'm like, like, you didn't even do the proper routine for that.
Yeah, even the angle. Yeah. A lot of angles that I'm seeing, I'm like, did your mom take that picture of it or something? Like, yeah.
Yeah, or were you just like, get you know, hey, can you just come take a picture of this real fast?
For real.
Yeah.
Do you see yourself, like, having so if you were to have a food truck or a restaurant, like an actual, like, whatever, would you call it, what would you call it?
It would be called Chef AJ.
Chef AJ?
Yeah.
Would you have like a specific theme? Because like I watched a lot of Kitchen Nightmares and shit. And like,
so food truck, it would probably remain street food. You know, I would probably like kick it up a notch with the street fries. You know,
cater to them drunk people.
Yeah, you know, just have like street food available, so that way if I do go into a restaurant, it's not necessarily street food, but it's like gourmet street food. You know, you get a bigger serving, and it's a restaurant, so you want to sit down and have like a nice full size meal, and like I can just have downsized versions of them for food truck purposes.
And you still have the, I guess, the quality ingredients as opposed to what you expect.
Yeah, fresher ingredients. Yeah. You know, going the non-GMO route, and just making sure that I'm like, I don't like getting canned vegetables, and I know that like they're the same thing, same with frozen vegetables, but it's just like I like getting fresh vegetables and not having to, you know, like, okay, thaw this veggies out or anything like that.
Have you always been that way?
So I haven't.
Yeah.
When I was younger, I didn't care. I would just go to the grocery store and just get it. But now that like I have went through culinary school and got that training to look to see what produce is better and then the other ones, what looks fake and what doesn't, what's real, what's not, like it has intrigued me to want to eat better. And so now I'm like, I can only eat, like, even it drives me insane when I go to other places to eat and I know that I'm not gonna get a good quality meal and I just get so frustrated because I'm like,
I could have just stayed home.
I could have made myself something so much simpler and enjoyed my meal instead of just having some bullshit.
Like I'm still like how you were. You know, I usually like base my diet off of what I can afford type shit. And usually it is the lower quality foods. But even with that, I know that a lot of places you go out to eat are doing the same. So it's like, why would I can't even justify myself going somewhere to eat when I know like I'm eating the same shit at home.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm not paying more for the same.
And it's really cheap to eat healthy and eat the fresher things because like whenever you go to the grocery store, like you're gonna be paying like almost $2 for frozen vegetables, and even though it might be a little bit more convenient than getting fresher, but like the fresher is always cheaper. Like
you're paying for the processing and the packaging of that.
Exactly, like you're paying for the convenience of it versus like I can get fresh spinach and you know, chop it off and have enough to save me for a whole week.
Right.
You know, but it'll be 10 times cheaper. It's like $1 for a whole head of spinach, when it's like almost $2 for the bagged one.
Yeah.
You know, so it's just like you're really just paying for convenience.
So I guess that would just come into knowledge on food. Like a lot of people don't cook nowadays, so they don't really know how to use like actual food. They just know how to heat stuff up for the most part, or assemble like a sandwich or some shit, you know?
Yeah, or they're just doing like really basic recipes, like, okay, we can make fettuccine alfredo at home. Get some noodles, get some sauce. Yeah. You know, like stuff that's already like, you know, you don't have to necessarily do too much. You can just grab your few things that you need and put it together, and then you have dinner.
What really counts is like if you can add the side dishes or even like a protein to that and cook it right, you know? That's when you can consider yourself a cook. Yeah. Or, at least a cook. Not chef level, but like...
You know, or a home cook. Like, just label me as a home cook. Yeah. You know, but... Yeah, people do that. Like, I was that person, you know, a couple of years ago, like, buying just regular pasta from the shelf and then getting some pasta sauce. When I got to culinary school, I learned how to make fresh pasta. And so I got a pasta machine, and all I'd literally do is get flour and some egg and some water, mix it together, throw it in the pasta machine, and I got fresh pasta. No pesticides.
What is a pasta machine?
So basically, the pasta machine, it does all the work for you. So as far as making the pasta. So all I have to do is just mix some egg and some water together and fill it up in this cup, this special cup that I have for it. And then you dump some flour into the pasta machine, and then you close the top, and then you put your egg and water mixture like in a stream, and it goes through a stream, but it mixes it up for you. And then once it's done mixing it all up, it pushes the pasta through these little holes, and that's how the pasta is made. And so you just keep cutting it until you have long pasta.
So it comes out. Does it come out kind of dry?
It comes out wet, but kind of dry, but it'll need a minute to like dry.
So when you're pulling it out, it's not gonna like all clump together.
No, okay, I usually when I get it, because you could just cook it right away. So I just take it and cook it right away. That's what I do.
That's a trip. I've never had pasta.
Yeah, but it's like
boom.
I don't have extra salt in the pasta. Yeah. I don't have like it doesn't even look the same as pasta that you get on the shelves.
Because it doesn't have to be preserved, right?
You know, there's no dyes in it, and there's nothing that's in there that's bad for me. Like, I'm literally just putting flour, water, and egg in my mixture. That's all I have.
So it's like bread. Like, those are bread ingredients, right?
Yeah, almost.
What else is in bread?
When you're using bread, you use yeast, sugar, salt.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so it's like not all those ingredients, but it's like you have 3 simple ingredients to make pasta. Throw a little salt on it, and you have good fresh pasta that tastes the same as pasta on the shelf, but it's better because it doesn't have 90% of the stuff that's in it.
Right. Do you still have those like guilty pleasure snacks and shit?
Oh yeah.
What's your top? Let's go sweet side.
Okay, so sweets, peanut M&Ms.
For real?
Yes, I love peanut M&Ms.
You have any like favorite cookies? Because those are my favorite M&Ms too. I don't really like the normal chocolate ones because it's like
Yeah, that's...
But like even my peanut butter, it's chunky peanut butter.
Okay, I like peanut butter. Yeah. My cookies are Oreo cookies. I like Oreo cookies.
I was thinking that too. Me too. I love that.
In the near future, if you ever go and get a shake, make strawberry and Oreo together. I promise you, that is the most banging combination you will ever taste.
Strawberry and Oreo. Where did you go? Like Sonic or something?
I went to Jack in the Box in California. We were on the road. My boyfriend and I, we were on the road. We were driving.
And Oreos.
And we had stopped at this restaurant. Mm-hmm. And this restaurant had a strawberry like cookie milkshake, and all it was just strawberry and Oreo together. And so I tried it, and my boyfriend and I were like, "Oh my god, this is genius! Like this tastes so good."
Doesn't sound like it though. You know, it's kind of like
it sounds weird.
What? Chocolate and strawberry? Well, actually.
It's like chocolate covered strawberries.
Chocolate and strawberry. What the fuck am I saying? It is sound good.
So good. When I promise you, like, I went to Jack in the Box and I asked the dude if he could make me a strawberry and Oreo mix shake, and he was like, "That sounds amazing. I have to try that."
Oh,
it's so good. It's so good.
Oh, if Jack in the Box picks that up, they owe that to you because that employee probably said something to someone. It was like,
oh yeah. Most deaf.
It was Chef AJ.
I started this.
That started that.
I need my
strawberry Oreo milkshake. Do you fuck with the other flavor Oreo creams, like the mint and what else? They got peanut butter and I think they have a strawberry one.
Nah,
I'm straight original too. Like when I tried a mint one, I was like, why would you do this? Like I don't like mint chocolate anyway, but this is like you just wasted this Oreo. Goddamn.
Have you ever had pistachio ice cream? Pistachio ice cream is actually really good.
I've had red bean ice cream. Yeah. I'm Korean, so like at the Asian market.
It probably actually was really good.
It tastes good to me. Like I like it. It's like a popsicle, but then it turns into like almost creamy, because it's.
Is it like red bean flavor?
That bean isn't like a bean. Like it's a sweet bean. Like you ever had the red bean buns? It's a sweet like. I don't know. It's good.
I'll have to try it.
It's good. They have like I'll get you some like microwave ones because they come in packs of like 3 or 6, and you put them in the microwave. It has a little piece of paper underneath, and it's like bread, soft bread that you can go whatever, and then the paste is inside. They also have like a vegetable one too, like more for like just not like a sweet snack, but just like a snack.
Okay.
You see that shit in a lot of animes and stuff like Pokemon. I think they had those rice balls. It's pretty much what it is.
I've never seen them. I have to look.
But yeah, that shit is good. Like red bean
balls
is good, and then I had the green tea ice cream.
But that's the other thing.
Rice cake, the brittle.
Yeah, it's
quicker.
Yeah, the quicker ones. Yeah.
Yeah, that shit is soft.
Would you say ice cream? What?
Green tea ice cream. I've had that. But I haven't had pistachio. I never thought a nut would be do they have cashew? Because cashew's like hella vegan. So I'm sure they got like they have to have a cashew. Alexa, is cashew ice cream real?
Yes, almond milk ice creams are entities.
Almond milk.
By the way, it's Prime Day. Thanks for being.
Alexa, stop. Anyways,
she said, by the way,
she had to throw in her little plug. What the fuck?
She's like, I'm gonna be in this podcast.
But yeah, I guess nut. I mean, they got nut milk. Like at Whole Foods, they have this thing called nut milk bag, a nut milk bag, and it's like I pass it all the time. I'm just like,
yep,
that's a weird thing to see. You know,
like imagine people getting nuts in their life, squeezing the milk out.
Is that how it happens? They just.
I mean, I don't know how they do it. I'm sure they have factories that. Press them, but
because like I would just think it would turn into peanut butter, like a paste. I never thought you can extract the liquid
I mean,
from it.
you can extract the liquid from it and also probably do a paste. Because, like, I know, like, for instance, when people are making, vegan people are making tacos, they'll use, like, a cashew cream.
For
Yeah,
cheese.
do you remember when we were having the talk about the vegan cheese? You use cashews for vegan cheese.
Yeah.
So I think that cashews have, like, a creamy consistency to them.
It's like
when you mash them up.
What does it have, like a milk consistency or like a milk protein?
I think it's just a milk protein, like a culture, because it doesn't like whenever I use it, it doesn't like
milk.
It doesn't like. It's not like milk. It's like
it's funny
chunky.
to think about because it's like, ooh, cheese that doesn't melt. What is that weird shit? But it's like, actually, it's actual food. But it's just not what you're used to, you know? Because I look at it, I'm like, oh, that's fake. But then I think about it even further, I'm like, nah, that's just a cashew, you know? It's kind of a trip sometimes to think about vegan food, like the replacements, like the Impossible Burger and shit. It's like, oh, that's not meat.
All it is black beans.
Right. All it is black beans. And it's like, well...
So, like, if you like beans, you'll enjoy an Impossible Burger.
Yeah, just don't mind the toots and stuff. What was that nursery rhyme? Beans means the magical fruit. The more you eat, the more you toot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just thought about that. Yeah.
I hear like in different places of the United States, like it's that nursery rhyme is different.
It is.
You know, like
I was just thinking about it because I was like, you said it differently, but there's another way that I heard it, but I can't even think about it right now. I can't.
But it's like beans means the magical fruit. Something.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway. Okay.
They're good for you.
Yeah. So, besides cooking and exploring the culinary avenue, do you do anything for you?
So I sing.
Do you?
Yeah.
Since when?
I don't know.
How come no one's ever said?
I've never told you.
Do other people know them?
There are a lot of people who know, but like, I really don't post about it often.
Because I would have never known.
Yeah, you definitely. I made a song last year in March with my boyfriend. I could play it for you.
Does he sing?
He's a rapper.
Okay.
So he does, he raps, but sometimes we just hop on a track and we just sing something. I mean, I might sing something and he'll rap something, but we made a song together that we wrote together. Yeah. And that's the only song I've ever put out. But I have a few a few videos on YouTube.
What's been your how did you get inspired to sing? Like, did you start when you were young, or did you watch someone that inspired you?
Yeah, I used to be obsessed with like Mariah Carey and Keisha Cole and like anybody who could sing. Right. Avril Lavigne.
So then you started that kind of like made you kind of like you listened to them and you sing along type shit.
Yeah. And then I was in choir when I was younger. Yeah. Like singing has always been something I like have had a passion for. And I did try to pursue it. At one point in my life I wanted to be an AR, like a music rep, and that didn't work out. But I'm too nervous to sing on stage in front of people. Like I couldn't be at Fubu Blues. I'd be like,
I've talked about that. Like that's the hardest thing. Well, not like performing your song or your content is not the hard part. It's like the crowd.
It's just
dealing with
the crowd
is the hardest thing to get over, because like you got to engage with them, but you also like you feel all that attention on you, and it's like you are the spotlight right now. Yeah. Anything you say or do is like magnified times 20.
People are gonna hear you, and then the people who aren't paying attention, like, and they're on their phone or they're doing something else, and you're just like singing and rapping to them, and no one's paying attention. It's just like, you feel weird. Like I will run off stage and cry like that. Like I just don't do well with it, even though that like I'm, I can be around people and I can naturally be myself, but it's just like that pressure of being on stage and having 100 faces looking at you, like
time goes by so slow too. It's like I feel like I've been up here for 10 minutes. It's only been like 5 seconds. Right? Shit. Like you saw my first performance, right? For first Foodpalooza, like when I was on stage, I could not see anybody's face. Like everyone just turned into a shadow. And I looked over everyone, type shit. And I was like, I could hear what they were responding more than I could see. And I don't know, like, if I would have, like, focused in on people, I'd have been like, oh, shit, they're looking right at me. Like,
right.
Is this, like, a social situation where I lock eyes, or they'll just, like, awkwardly, like, change my sights and shit? Like, it's weird, that whole thing. And I don't know, man. It's just...
I feel you on that one.
That's, like, like, for me, that was the hardest thing. Because even now, I'm still watching, like, even though I do all the videos and stuff, I still do take some time to pay attention to like a high energy artist or a good performer to see what I can take from it. And a lot of it is like, I had you know Amon, right? Amon Music.
Oh yes,
yeah. So I had him on, and I was like, cause he seems to get into character, and I was like, is it like that for you? Like, he's like, honestly, yeah. He gets into this musician character that is the performer, you know, as opposed to him being him. And I was like, damn, I need to be able to separate myself. But with me, since I'm doing so much kind of like professional production shit, it's hard for me to let go of kind of like being a little professional, but still being able to just like boom. But I think I just need to get to that point, just be like, fuck it, you know, and then people respect that more because it's like, oh, he can do this and he's a fucking whatever, you know?
Yeah, you know, I'm actually glad that you brought that up because I have been kind of like hearing a lot of people talk about the just doing something and versus being able to do it, you know, and that ties into like basically, you know, how you asked me like what was the biggest challenge about having to figure out something for a client, and it's like, yeah, you know, I have my trials and tribulations, but in order for you to just do it or you're already doing it, like you have to make the step to do it. And I always have people around this like, you know, you should be doing this or you should be doing that or you should be doing this, and it's like, I will get to that point. At one point I will get there, but you know, it doesn't take a baby one day to start walking. Like they have to pull themselves up, you know. So that's part of the process, like pulling yourself up to actually being able to do it. Yeah. And then once you have pulled yourself up, okay, it's time to take that first step. All right, once you take that first step, now it's like, okay, now I know the trial and error. Okay, I should have done this, then I should have done that. Right. So that at that point you're doing it. You're doing it. And when people expect you to just do it, it's like, man, I really want to get out there with a plan. Like, right. Like, babies aren't just like, oh, I'm just going to make a first step. No, they probably...
You need that preparation time.
Exactly. And people just want to just zoom on by it and just think that just because they're doing it, they're doing well. And it's like, no, like, I don't know about you. You might be able to do things like that, but I, on the other hand, I have to plan things out. If I don't plan things out, it's not going to go smoothly, and then I'm going to forget other things and then other processes, and it's like, yeah, that's part of the trial and error, but there's ways of doing it properly, so that way, whenever you fail, you're not discouraged and you know what to do next. Because if you just do it and you fail, you like, I don't know what to do next, you want to put it down.
Right. And I am one of those people that's like, just do it, but I did fail to mention, like, I am under the impression, like, if you're at that point of just doing it, you've done the prep work. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm not just going to be like, yo, just rap. Just get on stage. Be like, nah. If I know you're an aspiring rapper, be like, and I know that you're at a point, and be like, just do it type shit, you know? Yeah. But a lot of people miscount that prep time and that prep work to get you, like, in the mindset of, that's the avenue that I'm going.
Well, it's just the process. Right. Like, people just... I don't understand why... Like, there's process for everything. Everybody knows that there's a process to do something. There's a process for you getting ready in the morning. There's a process for you going to sleep at night. There's a process for you to do your job. Like, people just always discredit that process. Like, they always want to just get here. And it's like, we need to start glorifying the process and not... just the end result. Like, oh, man, I seen these people doing all this and this and this and this and this. How come I'm not like that and I'm doing this and this and this? And it's like, no, like, you have to go through a certain process. And you can't leave that process until you have fully gone through the process.
Yeah. It takes people, like, years, damn near almost a decade sometimes, to even get to that point where it's like, I'm at this level to succeed, you know? And a lot of people don't see that because no one, like you said, no one glorifies or pays attention to that part. So how do you know this dude came out of nowhere? You weren't even paying attention to him before.
Yeah.
You know, he was putting in work. You know, so yeah, that's something that is missed out a lot. But are you interested in like pursuing music or just like doing any more music?
So I would definitely hop on a track with somebody. It's just like I'm terrible at writing music. Like you would have to have something written out for me and tell me how you want it to go. Okay, we want it to sound like this. Like it would have to be like that. I can't just go in and just do something for you. Like.
If that track was really good and the artist wanted to perform it, could you?
Maybe once just to try it out and see like how the energy is and you know go through that process, and I'm pretty sure like it could work. You know, if I continue to do it. Yeah, but right now we have to get there. So let's go through a process first.
Because like I know Bryce especially, he's always trying to find female vocalists and stuff. I don't know if he knows you sing, but
he does. He knows.
Yeah, because I think that like what would you say your style is kind of related to or similar to?
R&B, but I probably would go for like maybe like do you know who Alessia Cara is? Alessia Cara? Mm-mm. She sings that song here, oh here, oh here.
Oh, okay, yeah.
What am I doing? Yeah, here.
Like soulful.
Yeah, soulful, but vibey, like you know, give you feels like I'm not gonna say Janae Aiko, but almost vibey like that.
Yeah.
That's what I like. Soulful is something definitely because I like soul music. But yeah, just something in betweens of those. Yeah, like a good combination of all those.
That would be really cool. I would love to hear you like make music and like do collabs and shit. That would be
I'm down for
super
it. Like
dope.
we could. I'll be a little feature on your little.
I mean, that's what I'm alluding to because I was like,
I got you.
Man, that like. Because I'm always like making new songs and shit, and a lot of times I just end up finishing it because I've either had too many features from a certain artist because those are the only ones that are actually getting back to me and good enough. So like I tend to just finish the song without even thinking of, oh, I could put a feature on this. I'm like, fuck, I got to do it myself, which like the last 14 songs is pretty much what happened, you know. So if I can. Because I had one experience, like I wrote a song, and I left spaces out for a female to go on, and a couple females that I had reached out to, they had agreed, but then didn't show up.
Gotcha.
And, like, the female artist is usually, I don't know what it is, because I can't say from their perspective, but from what I'm seeing is, like, they've probably been exposed to a lot of dudes trying to hit them up just to do something. I'm just like, I'm not that type. Even with the photography thing and the model, like there's a lot of creepers out there and shit. I'm just like,
oh yeah,
fuck man, you're fucking it up for like the actual people that just want to get the content.
Yes,
you know?
Exactly. That's why I've been very super cautious about who I go and shoot with. You know, I felt comfortable with you because I met you and I hung around you. You know, a couple of times, but there are some
went to
that
Corpus Christi.
Like some people just hit me up and they're like, "You want to shoot?" And I'm like, "Okay." And then when we start having a general conversation, it just leads more to like, "What's up with you?" Versus like, "I want to shoot with you," and I'm like, "No," like, and I can't. It's very hard to decipher the two sometimes, especially if I'm meeting you through Instagram.
And I don't think that's like any part on the recipient. That's all because of the person trying to do the engaging. It's just.
I mean, I look good.
It's like I don't understand why people can't just be like professional. You know, for everyone to be able to succeed. So I'm not having to go through these loopholes and like detours and shit. And that's what ends up making me just be like, fuck it. I don't want to do this anymore because it's just too difficult now. Yeah. Because I have so much shit else on my plate. I'd just rather focus on that. You know.
Very much true.
Yeah, but yeah, like that whole you singing, I'm really interested in
I gotta play you the song.
Do you have it online? Because we can pull it
I
up.
have it on SoundCloud.
Okay, let's pull that up. Because I want to hear.
Yeah, you can throw it in the thing. It's super dope. It's very like inspirational.
Okay.
But once you get on SoundCloud, I'll show you what you need to type in.
I'm going to have to move this because I cannot see that. Are your eyes good? Because I can't see shit right now. Okay, I got it pulled up on the big screen. What do I type in?
I just definitely picked up my glasses. There was dog hair.
Oh yeah.
Nobody saw it.
Nobody saw it.
Nobody saw it. Nobody saw it. Okay. So on the search, put in capital X, capital T, and then another T but lowercase. Sorry. Wait, hold on. Delete twice. Is it not working? Here, delete.
Oh. What?
It doesn't like you.
It doesn't. Okay. Just
Okay.
X, capital X.
Yeah, and then a capital T, and then put a space, and then taken, like TAKIN. TAK.
Oh shit! I forgot the. It doesn't like to delete. Is that?
TAKIN. Yeah.
Is that 2 Ks? Fuck.
I can't see.
I can't see. Okay. And okay, taken.
OVA. AOVA.
OVA. Okay, is it one of these?
Hold on, let me look it up on my thing.
It sucks being blind. Alright.
Okay, hold on, I'm trying to see if I can find it on my thing.
Taken Over by Gunu. Famous Dex. Evil Main.
Hold on, let me see. Okay, it's XT. Like taken over, like that.
We have to add.
Oh, actually, taken over is together. So, like, delete the space between taken and over. Yeah. Yeah, right there. And then it's the open your eyes one, right there, the first one. Yeah.
Oh, you go by Ayana on your music.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know what else to go by.
Turn this up real quick. Stop Scrolling Podcast World Premiere. That's you?
Super inspirational.
Who wrote your lyrics on this?
Definitely my boyfriend. Did you get a low battery one? Mine's going down.
Where'd you record?
50/50 Studios in Dallas.
Okay.
Shout out to Josh. Yeah, I have a sound engineer friend, and he hooked us up.
Nice.
Mixed the song. Yeah, but we got the beat off SoundClick, so nothing special.
Yeah. Did you ever listen to it?
I don't know.
No, this?
I mean, I listened to it a couple times, but
Yeah.
I don't know if he listens to it. And this is him, my boyfriend.
I don't think I've ever met your boyfriend.
You probably won't. He lives in Cali.
Oh, shit.
So, yeah.
What's his rap name?
XT taking over. His name is Xavier.
Okay. I think the vibe definitely fits you on this for sure.
Yeah, it's vibey, right?
Yeah.
It definitely took like a lot because they kept telling me to like sing it over and over and over again. And that was my first time actually recording in the studio and like.
Were you holding back?
At first, but then when I did the open your eyes and realize that one, they were like, dang.
Yeah. And you can
We
tell,
need
like,
that.
being a producer, like hearing other people and recording other people, I can tell when people are holding back.
Yeah.
I'm just like no homo, but open your throat, let it out, like say it with your chest type shit.
And I liked it. I don't know if I could do better than that. But it was just so many times that I did it that I was like, this is fine. I didn't know if I wanted to change it or not, but I was like, I thought it sounded okay. But when I listened to it more and more, I'm like, okay, maybe I could have done this, but
Right.
I'm just like,
you probably had pressure,
I'm proud of what I did.
on you at that moment to not like think about like, oh, I could have done this. Be like, oh shit, I gotta get it. You know, type shit.
Well, it was just so like I didn't know what to expect, what to do. It was like trial and tribulation. Like that was my first. So
I like that. I liked how you sound too. I didn't expect you to sound like that. So that was like.
It was pretty.
So that was pretty appealing. So. Hold on. It's still going, right? Yeah, it's still going. I should have. Yeah, but so that like I just wanted to hear how you sound to get an idea of how I can utilize you, because I have a couple of tracks that I could use that type of vibe on. You know, I just didn't think about it. Yeah. But so if I was to ask you to be on a track, I would have to write your lyrics. Yeah,
I mean, I could probably help you formulate something, but...
Would I have to do the melody too, or would you...
I mean, we could probably do that together.
Yeah.
So that that way I can get a general idea, so that way when I come in, I already have, like, something in my head versus, you know, like, hey, let's find the melody every single time. Yeah. So...
Because, like, normally when I write, I come up with the melody, and sometimes I get melody, or I come up with melodies that I wouldn't be able to voice properly. And even with Bryce, like with his singing background, he'll be on, like I'll preview some of my tracks to him and he'll be singing along with it. I'm like, fuck, man, damn it, Bryce, like why do you have to sound so much better on this shit than I do, you know, type shit. But like that, like I feel like I would be able to do that, and I'd probably be blown away to be able to hear my shit properly.
Okay.
You know?
We could do it. And if you need a sound engineer, we can hit this guy Josh up and and we can get in the studio, because he's like, he does it fast too. Yeah. I mean, when we did this song together, it took us probably 2 times. Yeah. We went over his Xavier's piece maybe like 2 or 3 times, but that was it. I mean, I sat and was just like, went over, like he fixed a few pieces in his a few times, but that was it. Like we got it mastered and boom. Yeah.
See, I would love to do that, and I would take that as like a learning opportunity, because I have so much content that would be so monetarily like draining if I was to get every single thing mastered. But definitely I would like to go watch him at least, you know, and see the whole process, because that's how I learned how to record my own self, was just watching someone else do it type shit.
Yeah, next time that my boyfriend is in town, I'll tell him, like, let's go to the studio and I'll invite you. Yeah, so, and like, literally, I'll just sometimes I just sit there and just watch him do his thing. And it's really dope. Like, and they do it pretty fast. Like, they're only in there for like an hour or 2.
And see, that might even be something I can explore as well with the visual side. Like, document that, you know, and then maybe do a little interview with Josh, is it? Yeah, do with Josh and your boyfriend, and cameo Chef AJ type shit, you know?
Yeah, have my chef coat in there.
Yeah, that'd be a little extra, but you know, we could. But like, obviously, like I got the camera and stuff, and I take the tripod and get it set up, and like, I don't know, how's the lighting in there?
It's actually, they have like 3 different actual studios within that studio, and I know one of them is an actual like where they practice before they actually do a concert. So I know that they have really good lighting in there.
Yeah.
So next time I talk to him, I can see if like maybe we can reserve that room so that way there's plenty of lighting and like.
Because with that, like, I would want to do like kind of like a behind the scenes, like in the studio while he's working.
Oh
type shit,
yeah.
you know?
There's enough room to do that.
Yeah, because then I can bring like maybe this one fluorescent light and just give it like an artistic feel to his interview type shit. And I don't know, maybe like since it is a sound recording place, like get some good audio recording without having to rely on that mic or whatever, or the little lavalier mic that I have. But
okay.
Yeah, there's like doing this podcast, I'm realizing so many things about so many people, and it's so dope. And it kind of like it shows me how big the world is, but also tells me or shows me how small it is too, because a lot of people know each other, and it's like. I kind of knew people knew each other, but then again, like, I didn't. And on top of that, what people are into and what people do, like, me just now discovering that you can sing type shit, you know? It's like, damn, I love being able to get to know people, I guess you could say, instead of,
find
like,
out what they're into
instead
and
of just knowing Chef AJ, it's like, I know Ayana.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, anyone that comes through, it's like, it's like a first name basis type feel now.
And once you hang around me, you'll know. You'll be like, okay, now I know why she's a singer. Because I sing all the time. Like, I'll be in the kitchen singing. I remember in culinary school, like, they would literally be like, hey, what are you going to sing today? Can you sing some SZA? Can you sing some Erykah Badu? Like, they would put in requests for me to sing.
Oh, shit. That's dope.
At school. And I was like, that's funny. Like, people actually think my voice sounds good
yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
How did you feel when you first heard yourself back?
In that song? Or just
like
in general?
First time you heard yourself back in general.
I don't know. Like, I don't know. I knew I could sing. I've always known I could sing. But I just never saw myself confidently being able to use that to make a career out of it. Right. It was just always in something like, I'm good at it, but yeah.
You ever done karaoke and stuff?
Oh, like, millions of times. Yeah.
I love doing karaoke.
We should do it.
I mean, I'm down. So, like, there's two types of karaoke that I know. The Asian karaoke, where you go with your friends and you rent out a room pretty much. You know, like,
they do that in New York, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I think they have some in Dallas, too.
Yeah, it's called noraebang. Nore means, it's Korean. Nore means, like, play or whatever, and bang means room. That's why the mukbang is
okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Whatever, yeah.
Okay.
But, like, yeah, and it was synonymous for teenagers at my age, like high school kids, because they didn't card, they didn't give a fuck. Like, they would sell to kids beer and shit. And so we'd all go underage and, like, get beers, like, they deliver them to your room type shit. Oh, shit, fuck it. That was, like, over a decade ago, so I'm not tripping. But, yeah, they would come and, like, serve us alcohol and shit. They would charge us a little extra, obviously, but, like, they would do it. And that's why a lot of teenage Korean kids were at the noraebangs.
Wow.
Yeah. But, okay, so that's one type. And then the other type I got more exposed to at my last, like, 3-year-long job, because I worked the night shift and we would go out the last couple hours before everything closed. And, like, there was one bar that one of my coworkers' sisters work at, and they did karaoke on Thursday nights, which was our Friday. So it was, like, perfect. And we would go, and then, like, they'd have random people performing and shit, and, like, I would always perform Forget About Dre, Gangster's Paradise.
Oh my gosh.
And if they had J. Cole Power Trip, I would also do that. But, like, those were always my go-tos. Yeah.
I can see you doing that.
But, yeah, okay, so funny story, though, with that. It was a Thursday night, and it was, like, a karaoke, and there was this group of dudes that were kind of, like, going up a little bit. And this one dude does A Millie by Lil Wayne, and he didn't know it, and he couldn't keep up. So he was dying. Like, I had already performed the Forget About Dre, so, like, within that little bar, like, they knew that I could perform because I was, like, rapping good. Like, people were like, that's dope type shit. So I was like, I got this. But, like, he was like, I was like, kind of trying to boost him up because I was like, just freestyle. And he was like, I can't. You come freestyle. I didn't know this dude. So I'm just like, man, fuck it. I go up there and I start freestyling. And mind you, this is like after I had performed Forget About Dre. I shit you not, like everyone from the seats like came with fucking like kind of scared me because I was like, oh shit, now I'm like on the spot. Like I was just doing it for fun, but now it's like, fuck, it's a performance. And I was freestyling and I didn't fuck up once, which was dope. But then like I was talking about like smoking weed and shit, and like I couldn't smoke weed at that job type shit. And I was like, some people are here that are like kind of a little higher up, and I was like, fuck. And then so I quickly like just got off stage and like I left, and I was like, fuck, you know, type shit. And everyone was like, oh, that was dope, whatever. And then the crowd was still there, and then the other dude was like trying to go, but he everyone just dispersed again. But like
they were like, oh, well, that guy was
cool.
Yeah.
But that was
that's
like,
cool.
That was kind of like my first introduction of like performing in front of people, because like you, I've done choir in middle school or whatnot, so I got to perform. But it was like, you're a piece of this big thing. But for that to happen, that was crazy. So I am down.
Wait, so can you sing?
I used to until I hit puberty and my voice cracked.
Oh, okay.
But I was so good with my voice that I was in choir. I was the only dude or the only boy in my 7th grade choir. And I was so good that the choir teacher asked me to set an example to like, all right, Johnny, show him how you're supposed to sing this type shit. I was like, okay. But then 8th grade came and then my voice had cracked and I was like, I can't do choir no more. So I went to shop, I think. But yeah.
Interesting.
That's why like I tried to explore singing on some of my songs, but like I don't.
It would have to be like on a Rocky type, like
right. Yeah, something like that. So no, I don't. Otherwise, I'd be like.
Interesting.
You know, I wouldn't be so jealous of Bryce's ability to sing as a male. You know?
Bryce can sing.
Dog, I know. He has some songs that I'm so pissed that he hasn't put out because they're so good. You know, and it's
you know, he told me he used to go viral on YouTube all the time, and I'm like, put some content out. Yeah. I don't know, like, there's a lot of artists that kind of put roadblocks in front of themselves. Nothing against Bryce or anything, but like, I even offered him to be my roommate and shit, just so like he can be exposed and churn shit out, because he's like the most talented artist that I know in regards to music, you know, and he talks to me a lot about like his ability to draw and stuff like that, which I have yet to see. Like I've seen Torrance's drawings and stuff, but I don't doubt like Bryce can draw, and I'm trying to like see it. Like I want to like, and I want to hear you sing, and I want to see and hear things that you guys do other than what I've seen. Just seeing everybody flourish,
bro. Like to be able, yeah, because it's like, whoa, I respect you even more knowing that you can do this, and you've been humble enough to not even like, oh, I can sing too. I can sing. I can draw too. You know, type shit. It's like,
yeah.
Damn. It's like I'm on a quest. Like I told you before the interview. I'm gonna be playing D&D tomorrow for the first time. But it's like life quest. Like finding out that about you is like a quest achieved, type shit. You know. Yeah. And it's like, oh, you just broadened my world.
Yeah, I love being able to. It's just like I wish that I could just take everybody who has like a talent and like let's build a fucking empire.
Right.
Like let's build a fucking empire and be like the richest people in the world.
Yeah, because then like we can cover so many broad, like everything, you know, textiles, music, food, art, video, anything. You know,
anything that's creative wise. Yeah.
Be like one of those multi-million corporations, but I don't know. They probably put a target on our back.
Like, I wish we could do more events. Like, I wish that we could have, like, basically just, like, a Fubu-Palooza shop. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, like, they're open every single night, and it's just something lit to go to every single night, but it's got vendors. Yeah. It's got, you know, a clothing shop. It's got food, you know what I'm saying? It's just, like...
That'd be so dope.
Just dope-ass shit. Like, a recording studio. And then, like, there's just, like, a bar in there that people can go in there and dance and just do whatever, smoke, chill.
Have you been to Southside Ballroom?
I have.
If we had a venue like that every night, like a Fubu-Palooza Ballroom or some shit, I can definitely see that.
We should do that. We need to talk to Mecca about that.
Yeah. I mean, I've talked to Mecca about, like, trying to delegate some things to different people, because I see how... like stressful it is and how much he's doing, but the thing is, like, a lot of people aren't able to see the big picture, and they're not dependable enough to be like, I can comfortably give you this task and not worry about having to pick up
your slack, or just worry about if you have done it right. Or anything like that. Yeah.
And so like sometimes I get tired of doing a lot of shit, but then like I have to humble myself and think about like, damn, Mecca's doing that plus, and he has an insight for the bigger picture, and like that helps me. Like it always reminds me of like there's a bigger picture, like with the whole performing thing. Even though it was getting to me initially, I kind of let it go because it's like it's more than just that, but I want my time, and
you want to be ready when you're ready.
Yeah, right. So I had talked to him about that, and we were able to clear the air because I had some ideas of how things were going, which wasn't
some
true.
Frustrating beef.
Right. So to be able to look at the whole picture is something that a lot of artists aren't able to do because they're like so focused on trying to blow type shit, as opposed to like, nah, the reason we're in this position is because we've been doing it since like 2011 type shit, and it gets to the point like these up and comers not really knowing like, oh, you got to put in your work to really get a position to do something,
Yeah, that's very true.
But like honestly, talking to you, I feel like you could be an integral part of the behind the scenes, because like even with your shit, you're on your shit and you're responsible with your stuff. So
I was actually talking to my boyfriend, and I've been wanting to link them up together because my boyfriend does events out in California, and so I'm like, he keeps asking me, he's like, see if he's got any connects to San Diego people or like any events in San Diego, and like if we could just have Fubapalooza out there, or even if it is like Mecca and him coming together and just making a whole new platform of events, like something different, like there could be just so much more opportunities for people to perform. People to sell their clothes, people to sell their jewelry.
Do a show in LA one night, and you got the San Diego show the next night.
Exactly. And like because that's what I want to do. Like for this time being, up until I get into a food truck, and even if I still get a food truck, I could do the same things, but like on a bigger scale.
Yeah.
But like that's what I want to do. I want to be able to go to Atlanta and share my Chef AJ food with them. I want to go to New York and share my food. I want to go to these different places in these different cities to share my food, but it's like it would be dope to just keep gaining connections in all these areas so we don't have problems. So we can be like, pick up the phone. Oh, hey, we got a guy that wants to perform in Atlanta on this weekend. Boom. Okay, we got him set up. There is no problem.
Yeah. That'd be so dope.
Yeah, so I would that's what I want to do. Like, I'm just eager to just get things together more on a consistent basis. Because it's like, Football, we have it like what? Once a month, once every 2 months, just depending on his schedule and everything like that. But if we, in between those times we're not having Foodpalooza, do something in California. And we don't even have to have Texas people there. Like, there could be, the OGs that can't afford to do that. Mecca, Bryce, Mac, Eddie, all them people. Yeah. To come and do these different shows in areas and cities. But it's for the people that live in that certain area. I can find 5 or 6 different rappers that could come perform at these California places.
That would be easy, everywhere.
And there's only strictly one vendor for each thing, so it's not like you see 3 different art easels of people who have art companies. Okay, let's change them out. We're gonna have this one this week, this one next week, this one this week, so that way everybody has their opportunity to shine.
I'd like to see some sculptures and shit. I think that'd be pretty dope.
Yeah,
especially for photo ops and shit.
Yeah, or just different vendors, people who fucking might sell cameras or phones or something. Just something random or lamps. Just people who sell different shit and bring them in and out, and give them opportunity to be like, okay, you know what? Hey, you want to sell your lamps in Texas? You want to sell your lamps in New York? Yeah. I want to start a big message group for all the performers and all the vendors and all the things like that, and just get them together and say, hey, all right, we have an event in Cali. All right, we have an event in Oregon. All right, we have an event in Washington. Who's coming?
I was thinking I could probably do like, since everyone can electronically transfer money, just be like, hey, I'm gonna do a quick photo shoot for you, because I can transfer my shit wirelessly through the phone, edit on my phone real quick, boom, send it over type shit. But
I actually know a photographer that I met at Fugapalooza, and he did that for me. He came over and he charged me like $60, and he was like, "Look, I'll take 5 good photos for you."
Yeah.
And I mean, of course, he took other pictures, but he was like, you know, I'm gonna take him as many pictures until I get 5 good pictures.
Yeah.
He took the 5 good pictures. I paid him the $60. He edited them right then and there and gave them to me.
Yeah.
So I was like, maybe that's something that you could do, and you don't have to charge $60.
See, that's if I had like another camera, because I'm always scared I'm gonna run out of memory or power, because I'm limited to like my 3 batteries, and the events are super long, and I'm doing a lot of videos. But like if I had like a secondary camera, I could definitely do that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because I was thinking about getting another one of those, because they're small and they're fairly cheap, and like.
I have a Canon camera like that.
Yeah.
But like I'm not really good at it, so if you could show me, and I think it's older.
Yeah.
So
I mean, Mecca was talking about getting a camera too, and I was like, I need to give you a crash course before you start using it, so you know how to use it, you know. And it's not that difficult to learn, but if you want to learn, like I can definitely teach you real quick.
Fuck yeah.
And it shouldn't take too long.
Fuck yeah. Because we have a Canon camera like that, but I don't know if it's like. I don't know, maybe I can make it good quality. Maybe it's just like the setting that I might have the camera on.
When did you buy it? Do you know?
It's old, like maybe from 2011, 2012 camera.
For pictures, you're probably good, but like if you're trying to shoot videos, it's probably not.
Yeah, pictures probably good.
Yeah, for pictures, like all you need is the megapixels, and the sensor you have is probably fairly good. You just won't have like as many like function abilities, like the functions abilities for each one like gets more and more advanced.
Okay.
But that doesn't mean like a photo that someone took in 2011 with that camera is going to be any worse than the photo that's taken today. That's true. You know. And
editing, like, right, can fix that. So.
And like if because like there's 2 different file types to shoot in and edit. One is the JPEG and one is RAW. That's why you hear some people say RAW and shit. So JPEG is like more compressed photo, like what you get on your phone. RAW takes the photo in layers. So that's what allows you.
Photoshop does. That makes a whole lot
Photoshop.
Of sense.
So Photoshop, my misconception initially was like you gotta edit on Photoshop because that's what you hear, but actually there's a program called Lightroom, which is more for regular photo editing, as opposed to Photoshop gives you the ability to go crazy, add effects and all this shit. But like Lightroom is doing the tones, the colors, and with Lightroom, when you shoot in RAW, you can do this in Photoshop too, but it's easier on Lightroom. But like if I'm taking a photo of you, and the sun's in the background, and then so obviously that's gonna make you just a shadow because the contrast of the light. Okay. So with that, when you shoot in RAW, you're able to bring out the shadows, and then that'll lighten you up, or you can dim the brights, and then when you do that, like it'll bring out the clouds. When you do that too. Okay. So you can tell, like once you've been doing that for a while with the eye, with your editor eye, you can tell like, oh, that's been the brightness has been lowered, the shadows have been higher and shit like that. Okay. But yeah, that's the advantage of shooting in RAW. But the disadvantage is like the file size is so much bigger. So a lot of cameras give you the option to shoot both, and I usually do, just because it takes a while to load the RAW images when you're cycling through the folder, and the JPEG is like instant. So you can see what you want to edit, type shit. Okay. But yeah. And then once you get the editing, it's just like when you edit. It makes a lot more
sense now that like I'm hearing these terms. I'm like, that's what that is.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. And like when they even have the same program on your phone. So even though you're taking a photo, because I don't think phones are compatible with RAW, so you can only edit JPEGs on your phone.
Oh, okay.
But the Lightroom app still gives you the ability to do all that extra shit. And then you can even... The Lightroom app also, if you shoot in the app, it allows you to use your phone as a camera with the settings, with the aperture and the shutter speed and all this type of shit to give you, like, that professional look.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that makes a lot more sense.
There's a lot of stuff out there, but you could probably... Because my camera was on the cheaper end, but it took the place of my high-end camera. I had a Canon 7D Mark II, but that came out like in 2013, 14, something like that, you know? And this camera is so much smaller. It's a mirrorless, and it has a flip-out screen, and it has wireless capabilities, and it does everything my old camera did, but it's not as heavy. Because my old camera was so heavy that I didn't like to go on shoots because it would be like, fuck, you know, I'm going to be dying with all this weight.
Oh,
you know, especially like going to South by or something with all that on my shoulders all day. Like my shoulder hurts, my back hurts, my feet hurt, my knees hurt. I'm just like, nah, I'm done.
Yeah, it's like carrying that weight around.
So this, like, now I go to Fubu Paloozas and I realize I don't even use half the shit that I'm carrying. All I need is my camera. I don't even change my lens at an event. I don't change my lens. And I need batteries and my memory cards, and that's it. So now I just wear a fanny pack. Like last time I had my fanny pack around my waist, because when we were in Corpus, I had it around my shoulder, and that shit sucked. Because that shit, like, even it was a small thing, it was like just on one point. I was like, I was dying by the end of the night. So I was like, man, I'm just going to use it how it's supposed to be used around my waist. Like, fuck what people say. I'm born in the 80s. So that's how I'm supposed to use it, you know?
I was born in the 80s.
Yeah, I was thinking, like, what do you think if I was to, or even you, have little workshops? Like cooking workshops.
Oh my God, yeah. I always wanted to do that. But the only thing was, I was trying to do it through an app, and they were telling me that my area wasn't popping enough to do a course. But fuck it, I'll do it my own.
Yeah, you just have to have a small community to start with, like 5 people at a workshop.
I mean, that's no problem.
10 people,
I
20 later.
Tell 5 people to come over. And boom.
And like, you can put a price on it because you're obviously gonna have to invest in the ingredients or whatnot and the time, but still, like, there's so much that can come out of it. And you know, if they enjoy that one, they're gonna tell their friends. Word of mouth is the best way of advertising, and you know, maybe I can help you with like photos or even the information that I instilled to you about the photos. You can transfer that to someone else to do your photos like all the time type shit, and you have your own photographer.
Yeah, that's very true.
So like it's something that I just thought about. Well, not really just thought about, but like really started considering is doing a workshop on things, because like I can do a lot of things. I'm like, the only time I really help people is when I'm using them for more experience, you know?
Okay.
Because I
let's do it.
Yeah, I mean,
let's build a fucking empire.
Because I saw, I think, what's her name? 214 Bree, that painter. I think she had a painting workshop, and I was like, cool. I can even.
I think she's trying to have a paint party.
Oh well.
I think that's, but I mean, similar to
something
the same.
like that. Yeah. But like, I think.
Oh my gosh, let's do an event, and just have that.
Like a workshop event.
Mm-hmm. And different workshops that day.
Oh yeah, because then we can start with like a painting workshop, and then we go into the cooking workshop.
Sorry guys.
We can go in the cooking workshop for lunch, and that's where you would come in, and then like a photo workshop or whatever workshop, and then whatever, you know, it'd be like a 5-hour thing. 2 hours for one thing, an hour for the food, and an hour.
It could be the same. It could be in an event that's just as long as Food Palooza, and have people just come in and out, you know, and just set times. Okay, from, you know, like say the event starts at 2. All right, from 2 to 4, they're gonna have the painting. Then from 4 to 6, they'll have the photography.
Yeah.
And, you know, and then from 6 to 9, they'll have food. Cooking classes. We can do it like that.
Damn, though, the thing with the photos, like, they need to have a camera. You know, I just thought about, like, that's...
Unless you have more than one photographer come through.
Yeah.
that money shot photography, we could hit him up. And then the guy.
But like for people that want to learn that haven't had experience, I would like them to have like something to reference from. So maybe if we get sponsors or something, they can help supply.
Or
sponsor/vendor.
Or like we can. We just tell them to remake their own camera.
Oh my god, her face was like, fuck. Nah, I mean, fuck it. It's all
bring
good.
their own camera. Or, how many cameras do you have?
One.
Oh, okay.
Because that one, like, that's a film
work.
camera. I don't know how to use a film camera.
Oh, okay. I have
Properly.
a film camera at the house. Yeah. I don't know. We could definitely inquire about that, though.
Yeah.
Or maybe we can just find a place that rents them.
And
we can just do, like, but we have to tell people to reserve their spots so that way we already know how we do ahead of time.
I think, that's a good idea. But yeah, I think, okay. Because I actually...
Look at us planning shit.
I actually wanted to set up, like, an event or something, like, but it's just, I know how much goes behind it, and it's like, fuck, I don't want to...
So...
It's a big thing to take on.
Do you remember when I was supposed to do my brunch?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I had canceled it because I had an issue with the actual event place and like people was canceling on me. Yeah, but I already have paid half of it, so I just need to pay like a certain fee
to use the space.
Yeah, we can have another event there.
How big is it?
It's pretty big, like maybe just a little bit smaller than where they have Palooza. Like a whole lot smaller, but it's still a good space. It's actually. Have you ever been to For the Culture Studios?
Mm-mm.
It's like right down the street from it.
Oh really?
But they have 2 event spots next to them that are not even in use. So like they just be getting away with doing events until like 6 in the morning, 7 in the morning.
Oh snap! What is that? They have that thing, wine and painting or something like that.
Yeah, we can do something like that. We can do like dinner. Like it could be a workshop, but it could be dinner and it could still be like fun.
Right.
Like we could have a DJ.
Right.
You know, that doesn't have to like they could play soft music, so it's not. I mean, soft good music, but it's not super loud, so like, we can have our workshops.
It's not overpowering.
Exactly, and people can eat. I could be serving food. You know, people can have vendor spots and just.
You know what I'm thinking? Instead of having blocked off sections for like painting at this certain time, photography at this certain time, we can have them going simultaneously to the point where it's like, all right, lessons done, switch if you want to type shit.
Or it has an outside to it, so we could do one workshop outside, one workshop inside, and then there's an upstairs. We can do a workshop up there. Yeah,
I'd have to look at the space.
Okay.
But yeah,
I have pictures of it. I'll send it to you later.
That sounds dope. Oh yeah, I would love to. We gotta tell Mecca too, cause like he's good at pubbing and shit. And
okay, yeah.
Definitely have him.
And we could do that like ASAP. Like we don't have to even like put a whole bunch of money into this. Like sell tickets, and that's it. You know. Yeah. I mean, we can figure out our ways to make money. Like as long as we just if we can just get the spot on a certain day, and we could just start. Promoting it, we can.
I also want to be able to like have a good way to visually promote ourselves as well, like Chef AJ and JohnnyB theShooter, not like tagged up everywhere, but like for us maybe like we have stickers or flyers or something that like brings them back to each one of us.
Okay, and we could do that. That's simple and easy. I have an app that does.
Dog, come on. Like actual dog. Leo. Oh my god. Why did he?
I think he needs to move.
Yeah.
His paws on top of it. Watch him just scoot right back over here.
Alright, we still good? Okay, lighting's still okay. It's okay, buddy. It's okay.
You be alright. Yeah. You can get back to licking.
But yeah, okay, so
let's do
that's something that we can definitely do. I'm definitely down to do that. Like since I'm slowing down on the podcast and just primarily going to be doing music for a while, I'm definitely
We can
gonna
plan that
have
out.
the time, and then once I get their tickets paid off, like I can actually be more comfortable, you
That's
know.
good.
So yeah,
make it
because
happen.
I like that idea, because like if even us supplying the canvases is cheap, because you can get like stacks for really cheap, you know. Fuck,
Yeah,
easy.
I mean, we could bring 214 Brie into it,
Mm-hmm.
so that way she could do the paint part,
Mm-hmm.
invite her people.
Maybe we can have
I could
different.
do the food part, invite my people.
We can do different, like have different artists being the one presenting. Like instead of just having one, have multiple painters and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know a good amount
I
of
know
painters.
like 4 or 5 painters,
Right,
and they
right,
could
right.
just come together. We could have them come together and just create something.
All right, we're gonna end this interview here because we have some discussing
We
to
can't.
do.
We can't.
All right, y'all, we're actually back because before I got to finish my spiel, right when I said that, the battery pack had died, legit died, and I got the audio if you guys want to hear that part. But yeah, it legit died. But yeah, as I was saying, we've said enough. We have some stuff to discuss because future plans are always in motion, and that's how it should be for you guys. Yeah, how'd you think this interview? We finally got all the way through with the visuals on this time. So, did you think this went well?
Yeah, I think it went well. I think it really
I
well.
learned a lot of shit that I didn't expect.
We
from
had a
you.
good conversation, and it ended up with us collaborating and wanting to do something more. So.
And that's what this creative collection should be like. Everyone that can do stuff should just do it.
Do it.
Obviously, with preparation,
it,
as we
do
spoke to
it
before.
and go through the process.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
and go through the process.
Hey, hey.
go
Yeah.
go through the
All
process.
right. So this has been the Stop Scrolling podcast, episode 2.
Stop.
Yeah.
Scrolling.
And I am JohnnyB, the Shooter, your host, and this has been
Chef AJ.
Yeah.
Yeah. Waking up and I'm feeling like I'm just living out my dream.